Yo, what's good people, welcome to the Raven punishment guide. So we're going to start off with his 10 frame punishment. So his 10 frame would be 2-4, and he goes into crouch dash from this punish, but there's a way to cancel it, so you just hold back to cancel if you don't want to go into crouch dash. A reason why you would go into crouch dash is just for a mix, so you can do QCF1, QCF2, you can even cancel QCF2 for a mix, but I prefer to just stay in neutral and decide what I want to do. If I want to, go for a down 4, I want to sidestep, I can do that with holding back. So that's his 10 frame. Raven does not have an 11 frame punish, so we're going to skip to 12 frame. His 12 frame is 4-1. Now this is very good because it is +7 on hit, which means this is a mix back turn forward 4-1 or back turn back 2-4. So these are both frame traps from this move. So 4-1 is really good. Long range 12 frame punish. It's a high, so if the punish whiffs like that, for example, they can actually duck and launch you, but usually it has enough range to kind of cover all -12 moves. So this is 4-1 for 12 frame. Now his 13 frame punish is down back 2-1. Very long range elbow attack. So this will kind of punish a lot of moves that have pushback. So for example, Leo's down forward 2. So for example, this move, as you can see, I'm +13 on the frame overlay. So the punish will be down back 2-1. And more often than not, it will punish moves with large pushback like Leo down forward 2 or Brian down forward 2-3. So this move is very good. What is also interesting about this move is you can go into soul zone. So by pressing 3+4. So when you punish, you can go for a mix. So this is very good. So in Tekken 8, they gave Raven a viable 14 frame punish. So previously his 14 frame punish was back 4-4, which again they did actually buff in this game, so they gave it more damage and it's closer on hit, so it's +6 on hit. But his optimal punish is just down forward 1-4. Does the most damage and it actually wall breaks. So this is good for breaking the wall, breaking the balcony, if the opponent does something that's -14. So something that Leo can do, which is -14, is block 1-2. So as you can see on the overlay, I'm going to be +14. So you can punish it with down forward 1-4. And usually Leos would use this move from transitions if you jab. So for example, it's going to punish jabs. So yeah, you would just do down forward 1-4. It's his best 14 frame punish by far. So that's down forward 1-4. Raven does not actually have a 15 frame launch. So this down forward 2 is 16 frames. So what you would do for 15 frame punishment is down forward 4-4-3. And usually if you block a rage art, it's going to be -15, and more often than not you're going to take the round anyway because it does enough damage to kill. So down forward 4-4-3 is sufficient for 15 frames. Let's jump into his launcher, which is 16 frames. Down forward 2 is his launch, and interestingly in this game it launches crouch. So as you can see now, Leo is going to crouch block, but I can launch it with down forward 2. This wasn't a thing in Tekken 7, so you couldn't kind of check low approach tools like this, for example. You couldn't actually launch the opponent for doing that. Or if you wanted to whiff punish a low, you couldn't do that either, because even the forward 3 doesn't have their best hitbox. So you're kind of just left with down back 2-1 or something else, down forward 1, down forward 1-4. But now you can actually launch lows that recover crouch with down forward 2. So that's a good buff to punishment. But yeah, down forward 2 is his 16 frame launcher. Pretty good range as well. So he advances forward when he does it. So the range is actually quite good for down forward 2. Look at the range of that. It's pretty good. So yeah, that's his down forward 2. And you can kind of mix it up in wave dash as well. So yeah, his down forward 2 is very good, despite being 16 frames. So now we're going to get into his while standing punishment. So his while standing 4 is his I11 punish, but actually you would use this for 11 frame, 12 frame and 13 frame because it doesn't have, this is 13 frames but it does less damage as you can see than while standing 4, so you would always just opt for while standing 4 on anything that's either minus 11, 12 or 13. His launcher is while standing 1, which is 14 frames. So this low, as you can see on the frame overlay, is minus 14 because I'm plus 14 after blocking it. So I can actually launch, as you can see it says punish. I can launch this low. So this one is good for those annoying lows that most characters can't launch, but Raven can actually launch them. So yeah, his while standing punishment isn't great up until 14 frames, and then you can launch pretty much every low that's minus 14 or worse. And also any moves that force crouch but are punishable minus 14 or worse. So this move is very good for quick whiff punishment as well. So instant while standing 1, but mainly really strong from crouch because it's 14 frames. Now I want to just touch upon heat punishment really quickly. So we're going to talk about 1+2 and forward 1+2. Okay, so in heat, Raven has a few launchers, but for punishment you would only use 2 of them. So the first one is 1+2 because this is 14 frames, so he has a 14 frame launch. So if Jack does something like down for 2 on block, as you can see I'm plus 14, so that means that move is minus 14. So I can actually punish it with this and launch him for it. So that's why you would use 1+2 in heat. Now let's talk about long range punishment. So I'm going to do the Jack down forward 1 string, which is minus 18 on block. So this string is actually minus 18 on block, which Raven can use this move, forward 1+2, to punish it. But you can just net some extra damage by doing heat dash. So I'm going to do that now. And punish him a little bit harder if you're in heat. So that's a really long range punishment tool that he has, forward 1+2. Those are his heat punishers that you would actually use, because his other heat engagers are Zone 2, you can't use that for punishment. Back turn 4, which also can't use that for punishment. This one, you can't really use that for punishment. And also while standing 3+4, I wouldn't use that for punishment because he has while standing 1. So it doesn't make sense using a heat dash for punishment when you have while standing 1. So that's Raven's punishment in a nutshell. Hope you enjoyed. Peace.